here. How much do you disagree with this?
I think ninth is too low. I've tried to get 10 cases out of my partner here, and he refuses to bet because he's scared. And I just wish he would say that he was scared instead of giving me all these, move it up to 55.
I'll go 55 games.
No, I said 50.
Wins. 55 wins for 10 cases.
I said 50. They won. All you do is bring up 33 games. You mean to tell me the GOAT can only win 33 games?
Well, that's the fact. He won 33 games.
And I said, I'm going to give a 17-game improvement. I'm going to go to 50. But he's scared. But anyway, it's hard for me to see a scenario in which AD, and I guess they did factor in injury. Looking at their injury history, LeBron James has missed 84 games in his 4 years. That's 21 games a season. AD has played in less than half the games over the last 2 seasons. He's played in 76. He's missed 78. So just that alone should cause me to have some concern, should have me to have some pause for the simple fact LeBron is heading into year 20, and we see the injuries coming with greater regularity, injuries that he never really had. Cleveland, Miami, back to Cleveland. He never had injuries that keep him out 25, 27 games like he's had injuries since he's been in L.A. AD has been a walking injury and has only really played one healthy full season, and that was during the pandemic in which the season got cut short. So with that being said, I can see why this prognostication of this simulation says the Lakers are only going to win 36 games. But they also say the Warriors are going to finish in 8th place too, right?
That's what they said.
So, and you believe that?
This analytical sort of model, if you will, this formula, it does not like the fact that there's no more Otto Porter Jr. and there's no Gary Payton II.
Right.
Because it loves both those players as they benefited the Golden State Warriors.
Yes.
It's still hard for me to believe they're going to tumble to 8th here because they're just too good.
Right.
Their stars are still too good.
It's hard for me to believe that the Lakers are only going to win 36 games. Their stars are their star. They just got the brightest star in the NBA, in NBA history, now that I think about it, and not just currently, in the history.
Let's see, in December, what is it, December 30th, he turns 42?
And kicking butt like a 22.
Really?
Yeah, putting puss in them like, think about that, Skip. The man been putting puss in people for 2 decades. Who can say that?
Okay, my turn. I'm going to take this projection from the top, and I'm going to tell you why your Lakers do have a chance, because it doesn't really like anybody in the West.
It doesn't like...
Seriously, it's got the Phoenix Suns plunging from 64 wins last year to only 49. That's the projection, 49 wins, and they're number 1 in the West.
Right.
At 49 wins.
When was the last time the number 1 seed only won 49 games?
And last year, Phoenix just lapped the field.
Yeah.
They ran away with the West, was it by 8? And they ran away with the number 1 overall seed, the number 1, including the East, by 11 games.
Only team to win 60 games, at least 60.
You're kidding me. Well, I don't like the Suns. I told you the other day, if you take Jay Crowder away, which I assume it feels like he's gone.
Right.
It feels like DeAndre Ayton wants to be gone, but he can't be gone. It feels like the coach doesn't really want to coach DeAndre Ayton anymore. Doesn't it feel that way?
And he don't want to be coached by.
Okay. And it feels like, because I know this for a fact, as much as I respect Chris Paul's game, he's just getting older.
He is.
He just is. He's getting up there in years, and at some point he's just going to run right into that Father Time wall, right?
You're going to run out of gas eventually.
Okay? So I can't love them. So 49 wins, I'll say, okay, maybe they would lose 15 games, okay? But 49, then Denver is second. I don't know why. I just never trust them. You love Yoke. I love Jamal Murray, but the coach is fun to listen to after games.
We got KCP and then Michael Porter Jr. is back.
They do. Okay, I get all that. There's something about them I don't trust when it's time. When it's really time, do I trust? I don't.
You should have trusted them. You remember what they did to your team?
I know exactly.
Down 3-1?
My team did not want to be in the bubble.
They wanted to be that.
You realize the pandemic was the single greatest thing that's ever happened to LeBron James.
Don't do that, Skip.
No, I'm serious. I thought about this the other day. If not for the pandemic, he wouldn't have a 4th ring.
Yes, he would have.
He would not, because
yes, he would.
He gave him, how many months did they have off before the bubble started? Like 4 months?
But he was starting to cook. You remember what he did before the pandemic?
Okay,
you remember what he did to Giannis? And you know what he did to Giannis on a Friday night and turned right around and did something bad to PG and Kawhi on Sunday.
And then what happened?
The pandemic happened.
He got, was it 4 months? I think it was. It was like 4 months off to refurbish, to refuel, to revitalize.
That cost us an MVP. We about to get an MVP
Yeah,
and a
but
title.
it won you a ring because then he was smart enough, shrewd enough of an operator to go all the way. Where were they? Orlando. Go down to Orlando and say, we got to tough this thing out. Let's make it the best we can make it. Let's be a team. Let's have team activities.
Leadership.
Yeah, he led them off the floor, not on the floor.
Mental toughness.
Mental weakness on the floor in the clutch is all we've ever seen from him. But the point was that all of a sudden I'm hearing that the Clippers just don't want to be there.
I don't blame them.
And they run into the Denver Nuggets and they're like, we won out.
Hold on, Skip, but you can't, hold on. They didn't want to be there. So when did they didn't want to be there? They didn't want to be there when they got up 2-1, 3-1, or they didn't want to be there after Denver came back and put foots in them?
They'd had enough. Remember Paul George, after every game he was talking about, I'm just crushed. I'm depressed. I can't take it here anymore. Do you remember all that?
I remember because he was shooting towards 25. He should have been depressed. I was depressed watching that bull jive.
Okay, which brings me to the third pick here in this simulation. The New Orleans Pelicans. I am bullish on the baby bull, Zion, being back. In fact, I give them a great shot to win the West, given what this is, because it's a tight.
Man, you out your mind.
I'm not out of my mind. If you add him to a team that was about as on the rise as you could get last year, I look at this and I say, with CJ and BI and Valanciunas, they're about as good as anybody that I'm trying to size up here. And then Memphis, you don't think they'll take a little step back because they lost DeAnthony Melton, they lost Kyle Anderson?
Well, they gave them a step back. Look at how many they won, like 55 games last year. What they got them at
56. They got 56 down to 46. So
yeah,
like
that's 10 games. That's a step back.
Minus 10. Minnesota, do I really trust Ant-Man to be that guy? I think Pat Bev did wonders for them.
I do
Give them a veteran presence.
Well, Rudy Gobert better do. He better do 8 wonders.
I just
after what they gave up to get him.
I'm not buying. You know how I feel about Rudy. I know how you feel about Rudy Gobert. Yeah. Which brings me to this number 6 team is my Clippers. Kawhi's knee is just not right. I just know it's not right, and it won't be right until midseason. So all I need for them to do is make the playoffs, because by the time the playoffs come, his knee, I'm knocking on wood for him, will be right. Paul George will be right in time for the playoffs, and they will be formidable in the postseason.
We're gonna be formidable.
Okay.
Ooh. The only thing that can save you is injuries.
Okay.
If we're healthy,
all right. So the Clippers will struggle. They'll probably win. Their projection is 43.6. Maybe they'll win 43 games. I don't care if they're an 8 seed. I don't care if they have to get through the play-in tournament. They're going to wreak havoc in the postseason, which brings me to Dallas. They lost Jalen Brunson. Every time I turned around, as much as you love Luka, Jalen Brunson just made big hoop after big hoop after big. He is a little big man, and he's gone. And to my eye test, he was replaced by what? Well, he's kind of irreplaceable. So I'm skeptical, and they're supposed to win 43 games. Now, Golden State, they're going to win way more than 42 games. I'm sorry. They just will, just because of their big three. They're just too good, which brings me to the Lakers. My issue is, by the way, this system, it only rates Patrick Beverley as a plus. All the other, the Schroeders, even Kendrick Nunn, it's got no use for any of them. It's got no use for Thomas Bryant or Damian Jones at center. Like they're way below average. So it's factoring in, as you point out, injury history. Okay? Well, they got it. They got all kinds of injury history. History would warn you, as I said yesterday, it would scream at you, don't trust their health.
I trust GOAT James.
Health?
I trust GOAT James.
Health?
And GOAT I trust.
Health?
You can pull out a dollar.
55.
You got a dollar in your pocket, pull out it. What does it say? In what we trust.
Yeah.
In GOAT I trust.
So wait, did you just compare LeBron James to God?
I'm just saying, in GOAT I trust. I'm trying to give you 10 cases, 50 wins right now.
Next thing I know, the new dollar bill next year will have LeBron's face on it, right?
They're going to be passing by the Staples Center.
Really?
Yeah.
Because he's worth about $1.
Yeah, well, Billy. That's what they call it, a Billy Goat.
A Billy Goat.
All right, I know a team. Did you see those projections in the East?
Yeah.
Somebody predicted it.
7?
Oh, they said, oh, did they?
7 from heaven, the Nets, right?
That's somebody's number, isn't it?
That's just like Golden State being predicted 8th.
Well, hold on. I'm just trying to figure out. You love the prediction for the Lakers, but everybody else, I can't just see that happening. I can't see this happening.
Look, I'm going to give you this. If you could tell me, seriously, if you could tell me that LeBron would be available for all 82.
No, I'm telling you, he'll be ready for between 65 and 70 games.
Well, this is from my side of the table. If you told me he would be available for 82, wouldn't play 82, but that he'd be healthy the whole year. If you told me that your man, Anthony Davis, AD, the other AD in LA, opposite the AD for the Rams, the weaker AD, the one who's always hurt.
Go ahead, man.
Always hurt and always not available psychologically. For reasons I don't know, he's been talking this year about this and that, and my wrist was hurting me. Nobody knew how bad my wrist. LeBron's been whispering in my ear, it's time for me to take the reins. Isn't that what he's saying? Take them. If you can show me that you'll be available for all 82, if both those players are available for all 82, and if you told me that the new sheriff in town, Darvin Ham, just basically benches Russell Westbrook, seriously, just benches him and plays Pat Bev and plays Schroeder and plays Kendrick Nunn and plays Austin Reeves, you got me. If you're healthy and relatively happy and you just sort of fade Russ out of the mix and put him down at the end of the bench where he belongs, and Darvin Ham can handle and juggle that situation, yes, they could contend in the West because they're about as good as anybody. Right. I think the West is sinking into the sunset. It's not what it was before.
Well, I mean, the West is really powerful, and it's probably going to cannibalize itself.
Okay, but they all got issues. They do.
Yeah.
Except for Denver. Denver doesn't have any issues except they're Denver. Seriously.
Look it out.
Ooh. You like that?
360.
Huh? Got to stay away from the wine and the cigars.
That man, fine.
Wine and cigars. No and no.
Hold on. Jordan won 6 titles. He drank that brown and cigars.
Yeah, but that was more later in the career.
Nah, that man's eyes didn't get brown like that. His eyes, after like 86, eyes started turning brown.
You know what? Maybe Darvin Ham should be a player coach. What do you think?
Nah.
I think they could use him.
Nah, D-Ham ain't played in too long. Knees won't hold up.
He was a tough guy.
But Goat James look good. You see him slim down, Skip, he look good.
Zero looks pretty good too, right? As in 0 rings, right?
Well, all he has to do is just be patient, let D-Ham do his thing, and we'll get him a ring and go ahead and send him on his way.
The truth is, the reason you're going to be relegated to the play-in tournament once again is that guy on the far right. It's just going to be as simple as that.
We're winning 50 games. No. If 50 games has us in the play-in, so be it. But we're winning at least 50.
50 games, according to this projection, would have you running away with the Western Conference.
Well, there you go. Well, there it is.
Is that what's happening?
There it is.
Okay. You got it?
Yeah.
Win the West?
50 games. No, I'm saying we're going to win at least 50.
Okay. I will bet you 10 cases you will not win the West this year.
I bet 10 cases we're going to win at least 50 games. Now, I tried to give you this bet before this simulation, the prognostication, or whatever, this analysis, whatever it came out. I tried to give you that bet. We still have time.
We got like 4 preseason games to absorb.
50 plus.
I may take it. I got to see what I see. I got to see what they do with 0.
And I want another 3 cases when we play Clippers out the gate.
Really? Well, I don't think Kawhi's going to be available.
I don't care about Kawhi.
Well, he's the best. He's way better than LeBron is.
Don't do that.
On the Pelicans. And I love your prediction for the Pelicans. You've never sounded so intelligent.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.